I literally started lagging.
Nigga like me cannot fucking I needed some shit with some bop in it.
What is up, you guys? So today we're going to be showing you guys how to edit what I showed you guys in the beginning. Basically how to step on to do the effects and everything. If you guys are new to Sony Vegas, I'll have a second tutorial. But for this, it's just the effects alone. First, you guys are going to need Sapphire plugins. I'll have a tutorial on how to get that. But first, we're going to import our clips, so I'll go ahead and do that. Alright, so I got my clip in here and rendered. So now we're going to find exactly where I want the clip. So I'm going to go ahead and do it right about here. Alright, and then to split the clip, you're just going to want to press S. It'll split the audio and the video file. To delete the part you don't want, just press Control X, and it'll delete both of them. Just drag the clip over to the beginning, and got the clip all cut and everything. Now we're going to import a song. Song is completely up to you guys. Now the best part is to sync it up to the clip. So right here, it's just where I win. The best way to do this is to just press M. It'll make a marker, and then you can see here that's where actually the song hits. And then you just drag it over to where it matches, and then now what we're gonna do is move this over a tiny bit. Same thing, just press S to split it, Control X to cut. Then right here, what we're gonna do is cut right before it actually hits. We'll make another cut right there and right there. So now we have two separates. And then one after this clip right here. Alright, so now we have both cuts, the before and after for the sound and the effects. For the beginning of the clip, I'm just going to fade it. To do this, you just press the very top left of it and drag it. You can drag it to your choice, but I'm going to have a longer fade, and then I'm going to do the same with the song and the audio, just so it looks cleaner. It'll look a little bit like this. So nothing crazy. I'm also going to add blur just so it has a better fade to it. It'll be this one right here. It might take a second to load, but as you can see, it's right there. You can do it to what you prefer, but then right here, you're going to press that little clock where it says animate. Click it, and then click the very end of your clip, or you can do it before, it's your choice. But it's basically just the time frame of this clip right here. So we're just going to click the very end of it and then press another keyframe, and then we're just going to drag this to 0. So it looks somewhat like this. Alright, so you can see here how distorted the actual vision of it is, just because the color's a little bit off. That's just a bug with Sony Vegas. To fix this, you're just going to press S glow. I'll put in the default so you guys know what I'm doing, but you can see how it's a little bit bright. You're going to change this right here to 0.001 right there, and you can see it's back to normal. You can also make a preset of this so it's a little bit easier every time you do it. To do that, you're just going to want to press right here, name it whatever you want, and then press this button right here, and then that'll preset it, so next time you go in, it'll be right here, and you can just drag it onto your clip. But now it looks a little bit like this. Alright, so now we have that. We're gonna go to the little clip before the actual drop, and then now we're gonna add a warp fisheye. It'll look a little bit different at the start, as you can see. We're gonna do the same thing with the keyframing. Just press 0 so it's default. You can see it's back to normal. Then press animate right at the end of the clip. This one I would suggest doing the end just because it looks a little bit cleaner. But then drag this to what you want. I'm gonna do around 0.30. You can see how the color is distorted again. It's annoying, but I'll just add the glow to it again so it's back to normal. Alright, so now I'm gonna fade it a little bit before that actually drops. So perfect. And then for this drop clip, I'm gonna go ahead and press this button right here. It's basically to crop it. We're gonna click on it. It might look a little bit confusing, but basically what we're gonna do is just scope in just a tiny bit, press the edge of this, and then right click, restore, so you can see. Alright. Like that. Now that we have that, it's kind of just up to you what you want. Like after, for me, I'm gonna add shake to it, so it's just s_shake. I'm gonna use this one, which is a preset. Let's see, and then keyframing at the end of it is always what you want to do. Change the amplitude back to 0, just like that. And then we're gonna go ahead and again add glow to it, so it's back to normal color hue. Alright, so for the shake, I'll have a video in the description on how exactly to get presets like this. This will take alone like 10 minutes to actually explain it, so I'll leave a link in the description for that, but right now it just looks like this. So now with the Sapphire plugins, I'm just going to add an effect that I like. You're going to want to go to glow, which will be down here. I use glow rainbow. I'm going to click on it. You can see how a little bit looks different, but we're going to change the actual threshold of it just a tiny bit. You don't have to do it exactly how I am, it's just what I prefer. We're going to press animate again, scroll down with this, and then keyframe it back to 0, so you can see. And then you can see how different the actual clip is. So the reason why is just the glow again, so we're gonna have to add the glow. So now alright, so one thing I forgot to mention is actually slowing the clip down. So we're gonna do that now. Right now I'm gonna move these clips a little bit to the side, so just press Control and click both of them and then drag it. Now to slow-mo this, I'm not gonna slow-mo the actual audio just so it doesn't sound too distorted. So what to do now is to press U and then Control, drag it back to where it was. Just slowed it down a tiny bit. So it looks like. Alright, so let's see from the beginning.
I literally started lagging.
Alright, so it looks pretty good at the end of it. I'm just gonna slow it down a lot at the end. And then extend it just a tiny bit. Fade it out, which is just the same thing as I explained at the beginning. And then to cut, just S again, Control X to cut. fade the song out. So now that we have our clips on there and the audio for everything, now this is just something that I like to do because the clip right here is a little bit plain. I'm going to use TV Simulator, which is this one right here. I'm going to use reset to none just because there's nothing really to it yet. Press animate, and then at the very end of the clip I'm going to use scale phasing, but it's basically up to you guys. You can see the difference between everything with this one, but for this I'm going to have it at 0, animate it to the very end, and then go around just to something that looks decent.
I literally started lagging.
Too drastic, you can see it just a tiny bit. But that's basically it for this tutorial. I'll go ahead and drop like a very basic tutorial on how to start with Sony Vegas if you guys aren't already experienced with this. But also the Sapphire plugins will be in the description, as well with any other tutorials that I post. So yeah, that's basically it. Later.
I needed some shit with some bop in it. I flew past the whip with that blunt in my mouth, watched the swerve and that whip had a cop in it. My bitch got good pussy, fly her across the country.